And very roughly.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help! When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone and I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and open up the door.
Now, British films do get made. We have a lot of directors who work, in the Mike Lees and the Ken Loaches and many others. The financing tends to come from all over the place. We no longer really have what we did have for about, from in the 1940s up to about 1960, we did have proper studios that made films that had stables of stars. We had particularly Rank, which was the big one, and Rank made its films. Rank also owned cinemas, which meant that it could actually distribute and make sure that its product was seen. But we don't have that now. Rank stopped making films in about 1963, I think. Well, Britain has a very healthy production side to the industry. The studios are, full of technicians and special effects people, and we have a large body of supporting actors and stunt people to work on big productions. So we do offer facilities for American companies who find it cheaper to film here than it is in America, and that means that we have I think we do have a healthy business going along. Now, that's not the same as making British films.
Had a good day at school? Sean, what's wrong, love?
I've been picked on 3 times today. Oh, because of my trousers.
What's wrong with your trousers?
Look at the size of them.
Hey.
Talking to me?
Woodstock's that way, pal.
So there is a problem for British films in getting a screen, but we also, I think, we can't make the blockbusters out of our own resources that the cinema-going public wants to go and see. And the whole pattern of the kind of films that people go to has changed.
And it is going to send us back to the Stone Age! God help us all.
Well, there were romances, there were thrillers, there were costume pictures. Now these are infinitely fewer now. You're not going to compete with Game of Thrones 3 or Dumb and Dumber the umpteenth copy of, because that is what the high street people want to go and see.
You guys want to play He Who Smelt It?
Huh? What's that?
It's complicated, so pay attention. We put the windows up. First one who smells a fart gets a point. If you say who dealt it, double points.
But if you say you smelled a fart and nobody farted, like if we were just passing a slaughterhouse...
False fart.
You lose a point. And you can't smell your own farts either.
What, are you guys kidding? No! No! I'm not gonna sit around sniffing your guys' farts like some kind of truffle pig. Forget it.
Okay, fine. Lloyd and I will play one-on-one.
Yeah, head-to-head.
Yeah, how can you play one-on-one? If you smell a fart and you didn't do it, isn't it obvious the other guy did?
I thought you said you never played before.
Now, why American product? Well, American product's in English, basically. And that's why it dominates the world. Also, it all started, Hollywood was the big, originally the big production centre for movies. But when it was silent, it didn't matter. Your movie, provided you could get an exhibitor, got shown. When talkies came, the fact that it was in English...
Wait a minute, you ain't heard nothing yet.
And it had the market, it had the great American market, it had Canada to show its films in, and it had the money to make rather lavish movies. The big glossy special effects movies, I don't think that matters. And there is also an American independent stream where films are serious and worth anybody's consideration. We did try and compete. We did get government. We've had government help over the last 40, 50 years. There's always schemes to help the British film industry, to tax relief schemes. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they stimulate some movies. We've got the Harry Potters. We've got the Bond films, I suppose. But again, they're financed from heaven knows where. But you would regard them as British films because mostly they've been directed by British directors, and they certainly are cast with an awful lot of British actors. And I think the other problem for British film is that we do have a very healthy television drama scene, and things that might once have been a cinema film do end up being made for television. Well, I mean, the obstacle is getting your film exhibited. You've got to get onto the screens. You've got to convince the people the exhibitors, the distributors, say in America, particularly, that there won't be an audience to go and see it. Now, you can have a British film that they won't understand because American audiences seem to have problems with the English language, at least with English accents, whereas we seem to cope listening to Deep South and American regional accents fairly well. So there is that is a problem.
We're the lowest of the low! The scum of the fucking earth! The most wretched, miserable, servile, pathetic trash that was ever shot into civilization! Some people hate the English, I don't! They're just wankers! We, on the other hand, are colonised by wankers! Can't even find a decent culture to be colonised by!
If the English language is an international dominant language, then the American film industry is the big industry, and yes, it would continue churning out the movies that will dominate it.
Oh my God!
I think probably English will remain one of the dominant international language. So yes, Hollywood will probably survive.